All right, so we have a couple tools in our tool belt already. We know the number system for the chords that we're playing. We understand that when it says a 7, it's talking about in the middle, in between your two hands, you're supposed to throw one of those roots of the chord down one note. Okay, and right now we're seeing that on the minor 6 chord, which is A minor. Because remember, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 6 notes above our home bass here. Okay. All right, so minor 6 chord, but we drop 1, and that gives us our minor 7. Okay, we've got our 5 chord, the G. We've got our 1/3 chord, or our first inversion, the E in the bass and the C on the top. We go back to A minor 7. You are lifted high. Okay, all right, so this is exactly the same as our A minor 7, except that we're doing it in a D minor, and C is super easy. It's all white keys. 1, 3, 5, and we drop one note. Okay, those are all the notes of the chord. A lot of the times, I'm finding this is too much in the bass, so remember I'm playing an open 5th here, or just the D on the bass here. Okay. So that's our minor 2, add 7. We're just using the same trick as with our minor 6. We're adding a 7 by dropping the A down to a G. Here we're dropping the D down to a C. You are lifted high, holy, holy forever. Okay, C sus. What is so suspicious about a C? All right, a sus chord. Now, these are really interesting, and we've had a lot of conversations in my worship team about them, where they go, why they go, where they go, and all that type of stuff. Now, in this case, we are playing a 1 chord, the C, and if you see it just say sus, all that it's telling you to do is to take the 3rd note of the chord, the 3rd of the chord, in this case an E, and move it to the 4th, which is an F. Okay, and you're going to hang on to that for a second, and then you're going to resolve it back to a C. Okay. All right, so this is how I would play the last 2 lines. You are lifted high, holy, holy forever. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the exact notes that I'm playing, I'll just play it like this, so you can see. All right, so I'm intentionally leaving out the 3rd in the bass, so it's not like this. I want it to feel like a big resolution, so I'm leaving that 3rd out in the bass, playing less in the bass to do the fancy stuff with my right hand. Okay. Now, a suspension chord, basically, all it's talking about, the suspension is a little bit of added tension to make it feel like, oh, when are we going to come home again? And then, oh, we're back home. Okay, now, just because of music and math, a 3/4 suspension, which is 1, 2, 3 to the 4, a suspension that resolves from 4 to 3, goes from 3 to 4 and then back to 3 again, is the one that sounds the most like coming home. Okay, it sounds the most like coming home and arriving, and there's a cup of coffee and a fireplace in the hearth, and it feels good to have that resolution from 4 to 3. Okay, now, really, anything that moves away from one of those triads and then back to it or to another note could be a suspension. All right. So you can do 4 to 3. You could do 4 to 5 by going like this. Okay. Now, it doesn't feel as much like coming home, but it does feel pretty good. Okay. Okay, not as good as. All right, but that's a 4/5 suspension. Okay, now there's a 6/5 suspension. Okay, so 99.9% of the time in worship music, when you see a sus or you see a 4 in parentheses next to the note and next to the chord, they're talking about a 3/4 suspension. Now, sometimes, a lot of the times, if it says sus, you're gonna resolve it. Okay, if it says 4, they may actually just want you to leave it in that tension. Okay, so. Okay, so that was me playing that intentional 4, but never resolving it. Okay, open 5th with my left hand so I wouldn't give away the 3rd, right? So that's kind of what you can expect in your worship music.